Very valid points. I want you to stay with us because I also want to cross over to our political editor, Marya Shakil, who is also joining us on the line to give us more context and details about this exciting historic occasion. Marya, what I wanted to ask you is, could you tell us more about the logistics of the release? How exactly will the Prime Minister be releasing the cheetahs into the park?
Yes, so Indian Air Force choppers, which are carrying 8 cheetahs, have already landed at Kuno National Park from the Gwalior Air Force Station. And the flights that landed in Gwalior today morning, where, we saw Jyotiraditya Scindia, Civil Aviation Minister, actually welcomed them. A Tiger, and this is a jumbo jet, which was tiger-faced, which was used to ferry 8 cheetahs from Namibia, will be introduced, of course, into the wildlife by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So, because this is the world's first intercontinental large wild carnivore translocation, that is the reason why the 8 cheetahs, which includes 5 female and 3 male, were prepped up with a radio collar and vaccination. Initially, they will be kept in a quarantine to ensure that they are fine health-wise, and then they will be released, is what we are being told. But Prime Minister's presence makes it very, very crucial here, because if you remember, Aisha, the government of India has been carrying out, for several years now, a restoration program for extinct species, which is under Species Recovery Program.
Mm-hmm.
And as part of that program, restoration of tigers have happened at Panna Tiger Reserve. There has been reintroduction of Gaur, which is the Indian bison, in Bandhavgarh as well. And now cheetahs will be introduced in Kuno National Park, and they have come from Africa, which will mark a fresh start for the species in India. The reintroduction in this Kuno Palpur Park in Sheohar district becomes important because they were declared extinct 70 years ago, in fact. And to put this more in context, the Prime Minister has been really pushing for this kind of translocation. He has been pushing for what has been, wildlife conservation projects of, conserving wildlife. Let me just give you some statistics here. The coverage of protected areas, which was 4.90 of the country's geographical area in 2014, has now increased to 5.03%.
Mm-hmm.
The protected area in the country, which has also gone up significantly. India is home to 52 tiger reserves, which are covering approximately 75,000 square kilometer area in 18 states, with approximately 75% population of the wild tiger at global level. The budgetary allocation for tiger conservation has also increased from 185 crore in 2014 to 300 crore in 2022. As far as Asiatic lions are concerned, they have also grown steadily with a population of 674 individuals with an increased rate of 28.87%. These are all data that are coming in from the government. India now has 12,852 leopards as compared to previous estimate of 7,910 conducted in 2014. So there has been a 60% increase in the tenure of 8 years of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So what the government is highlighting here is, Aisha, that Prime Minister Modi's government has made all efforts to conserve wildlife, and that has brought in results. And now the reason why cheetahs were extinct because of hunting, also their own natural habitat was, consumed with massive deforestation and also, urbanization which happened. Now with the forest cover having gone up, the protected areas which have gone up, they will be able to find their place, and they will be able to survive and perhaps also ensure that they breed and populate.
Absolutely, Marya. Very important points. Thank you for all of that information. But I also do have one more question for you. Is it fair to say that these big cats are going to be the most carefully watched and protected big cats in the world? Because this is not just the Prime Minister releasing cheetahs back into India. Essentially, it's also about how cheetahs are returning to India after 70 years because they went extinct at that point. So is it fair to say that?
Yes, that's right. So, because there are 8 cheetahs have been brought in, 5 are female and there are 3 male. Because there is radio collaring that has been done, they will be definitely protected and monitored as well to ensure that they are safe, and at the same time that they get enough, protected area for them to move freely, and they have, because that's the reason why the first focus has been to create a habitat for them, to create a natural space for them to move around. And this kind of translocation, as I highlighted, is the first of its kind which has happened in the world. And what better occasion than Prime Minister Narendra Modi's birthday, when he himself has given that massive push for animal conservation, wildlife, in all these 8 years of his tenure as the Prime Minister. And as that reports are coming in that the Prime Minister will be arriving in Kuno National Park any moment now,
Absolutely.
and this entire ceremony will begin then, where we can see the Air Force chopper as well, which is carrying those 8 cats which have already reached Kuno National Park. So this entire process of the formal introduction will begin shortly now.
All right, Marya, Shakil, and Arun Thanta, thank you so much for those details. Stay with